Willie D Live.
What's up with Bill Clinton? Bill Clinton is, he's found himself in the crosshairs of the Epstein files. Yeah. Bill Clinton breaks his silence, deflects Epstein photo dump. Former President Bill Clinton issued a statement Friday after appearing in the first tranche of Justice Department files tied to convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, accusing the Trump administration of deflecting scrutiny. Several photographs of Clinton, a Democrat, appeared among the thousands of Epstein-related documents released by the Justice Department. The images include Clinton aboard a private plane, including one photo showing a female whose face was redacted, seated on his lap. Other photos depict Clinton in a pool with Epstein's longtime associate, Ghislaine Maxwell, and an unidentified person, as well as in a hot tub with a female whose identity was redacted. So let's take a look at one of those photos. Here we go. Oh, Clinton. Clinton got him some young on his lap. Boy got that little youngster on his lap. Now you listen to me, and you listen to me well. I did not have sexual relations with that woman. I did not have sexual relations with that girl. Now, you know that don't look right, man. You know that don't look right. Hillary going like, I ain't worried about nothing. I ain't worried about nothing because I was getting mine on the side. I already knew what he was doing. I knew what he was doing out there. You think I'm stupid? You think I'm stupid? Look at Clinton and Epstein. Like they got the same, almost like the same shirts on or something. We're brothers. We're brothers. We're happy and we colored. Look at Bill Clinton. Look at Bill Clinton in that hot tub. Laid back. With my mind on a dime and my dime on my money. It looked like, he got another chick he hugged up with right there. So, Bill Clinton was on the island, man. Bill Clinton was on the island, and Bill was captured, taking pics and all that kind of stuff. So, Bill, you did it to yourself, man, and we got to call you on that. You ain't going to be able to slide. You ain't going to be able to slide up out of that, bro. You did it to yourself, Bill. Bill Clinton. Listen to me and listen to me well. I did not have sexual relations with that woman. Ooh, those Epstein files, man. Those people thought that they would never be found out. They thought they would never be exposed. I'm wondering this. Now, here's the thing. So we know that Trump sent a crew to be quarantined and redact those files, redact a lot of stuff in those files and take stuff all the way out of those files. I don't trust nobody. I think some of the people who was tasked with redacting and omitting, I think they kept some of those files for themselves, or at the very least took some photos. You can't trust people that are doing stuff like that. I couldn't trust that. They say that it was tens of thousands of files that they had to go through. They had to sift through all those files. Y'all really believe that Trump who was Epstein's really, really good friend, are not in those files doing something inappropriate, taking pictures and doing. Remember, fam, Trump said, I grab him by the peak. He's one of those dudes who believe that money can solve everything, can take care of any problem that he might have. So you know he did it. You know he grabbed him. You know what he did. You ain't really got to see it. And when I don't think the files will ever come out in his lifetime. I think they'll put it out sometime. It may not even come out in our lifetime because they got a way of hiding stuff. But the only saving grace is social media, the internet. Today's technology is different. So much stuff is being exposed. You can't hide things the way you used to hide. They can't hide it like they used to hide it. They could easily quiet a person because back in the day, if they had a story to tell, they'd have to go to, if they wanted that story to circulate to the masses, they had to go to ABC, CBS, NBC, and then later Fox. They had to go to one of those guys, and then CNN. They had to go somewhere like that to get their story heard. And the gatekeepers, man, they were on point. It was like, nah, we're not gonna do it. We're not gonna do it. All you have to do is make a handful of calls and everything gets shut down. Well, now it's literally because of the internet, because of social media. Man, there is thousands of media outlets in this country alone, thousands. And even if you don't even have to go to a media outlet right now. If you got the right information that people want to hear, you can log on to your account with one follower, one subscriber, and just start talking. And it's going to pick up. It's going to pick up. Next thing you know, your story is out there. Back in the day, if you was dealing with a celebrity and a celebrity did you dirty, you had a story to tell, you couldn't tell that story. Because that's, first of all, there was only a few publications, a few networks and stuff, and all of them wanted that celebrity. They wanted to remain in good graces with that celebrity. And if that celebrity was part of a record company or a movie studio or whatever, they wanted to maintain good relations also because they didn't want to get, lose an opportunity to work with or interview other talent that was signed to that particular company, right? Or media outlet. So your story will pretty much get buried. You can't tell that story to nobody but the walls and, maybe a few people that you know on a personal level, but nobody would listen. Nobody would care. Now it's different. It's different. So it's a whole lot harder to keep those stories under wraps. That's why Trump's plot unraveled so quickly with Venezuela because of the internet. It unraveled because Venezuela was able to tell their side of the story like that. And others who were involved were able to tell their side of the story. It's like, no, he's coming out here. He want our oil and our land. This ain't about fentanyl. This ain't about drugs. He wants our land and our oil. And boom, just like that, the story exploded. Back in the day, hell, he could go there, he could create the propaganda, send back any images that he wanted to. All the news outlets who are usually in collusion, they're going to do whatever at the behest of the government. They're going to go in, kill a bunch of people, invade, do this, all under the name of liberating. Because all they have to do is say, oh, Venezuela, they sent a ship to destroy one of our ships, or they shot one of our planes out the air, and that's enough to justify war. They go in, slaughter a bunch of people, set up a military post, handpick their leader, and then control that country for the rest of the days. Well, can't do that now. Can't do that like that no more. You're gonna get exposed. These little small towns, they're being exposed now. They used to be able to terrorize residents because the sheriff was the county judge or the school superintendent. The school superintendent worked inside of the permits department. Granddaddy owned the mill, and one family run the whole town. They got their cousins and their brothers on the police force. They ain't got but three police officers, but all of them are family. They are related. So who you gonna go tell when one of them harass you? You gonna go make a report to who? You gonna walk in there and look, I want to make a report against your son. You know, your son violated. Okay, just take this and fill it out. So what they do to you? Well, you sure it was him? Can you prove it? Well, I know it was him because I saw him. I mean, yeah, but can you prove it? Do you have any video or some pictures or something? No, but my cousin had. What's your cousin's name? Yeah, where did he live? Because I'm gonna have to send somebody down there to get a statement. They send somebody over there. They're gonna get a statement, all right, but the statement gonna come from the trooper, the police officer, and that is, you shut your mouth. You didn't see nothing, right? That's how they do it. But now they're being exposed. They're being exposed. So now they can't get away with stuff like they used to. Let me tell y'all something. I'm going to give you some game right quick. Anytime you're dealing with people who are really, really powerful, let's say they're really powerful. Sometimes power ain't about money. Sometimes power can come with authority. But anytime you're dealing with people who are powerful, who you think are way more powerful than you or maybe untouchable, you don't have to be able to match their financial situation or their positional power. You just have to have the gall to expose them. That is the last thing a bully wants, is to be exposed. The last thing somebody with power wants is for that power to be exposed, the misuse of that power to be exposed. That's how you stop them. You ain't got to do nothing else. That's how you stop them. Expose them.